but it's like a half episode. It's like a real stream. Oh, not TCG, Tentative. Today, I just had this brainworm I had to get out of my head. And that's kind of just like digitizing and just drawing the state machine for this video game. Well, it's not a video game, right? It's for the trading card, I mean, but like in the form of a video game, right? And like, well, it also helps like just kind of solidify the the state of things. The state of things. Um, this better be good. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to. This better be good. I'm going without sleep for this. Don't sleep. I think you should go to sleep. It's okay. You can watch the vlog. You can watch the vlog. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Let's see. Where was I? Right. So we have the state machine, right? So it's about to be a flowchart, right? And it's like something like this. You have your start, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the next state. And then what happens here is you probably have like another state that you go to. Like, oh well, maybe it goes back here. And then it's like, oh well, something funky happens. We go over here. It's like, oh gosh, I forgot what the end state looks like. There's like notation for this? I forgot everything already. Okay, there's proper notation, but we're not going to do notation. Do you plan to address the recent view botting allegations? What view botting allegations? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that actually makes me sound like really suspicious, but believe me, has there actually been view botting? I know that like bots sometimes show up, but I think we've done a like decent job of scrubbing them. Right? It was that one last time, there was, I guess, this one strange thing. I was like, okay, well, we'll just remove that. But, okay, right? I don't remember, like, what were we talking about? Rebotting allegations? Curious. Are there actually bots? Like, is it actually on you? It's actually on you? Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. You don't know how fast my mouse moved to those 3 vertical dots to hit the remove or report button. I had, that was almost reflexive. Please. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Please, for your own sake, try not to do that. I wouldn't want to accidentally do friendly fire. Don't touch me. Yes. So we were talking about like just like page, right? I think if I do this, does that do anything for me? No, okay. Let me get it. Go ahead and there we go. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. So we have our start state. And maybe it's in a circle and an arrow going. So this is our start. So this is our game start. And then on game start, right, we have a whole bunch of things that happen. Actually, one second. Is the BGM a little loud? Is the background music a little loud, or do you think it's at a decent volume? Well, I mean, if... Okay, a little bit, or maybe... Okay, yeah, a little bit. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. What if I did this? Hello? Is that a little bit better? So, like, I increased my own volume here, but I didn't increase... but I didn't decrease... Okay, that's a little bit better? Alright. We'll work with this for now. I do think that the background music is actually quite loud here. Maybe I might decrease it. But I'll leave it for now. Yeah, so here's the game start, right? And it's like... Players... Draw... Cards... From... the deck. And pardon the chicken scratch here, it's going to be like... not gonna be legible. Then... I guess we can do some like funny jargon, just say like... Initialize field. Board and field, yeah. Yeah, let's just call it the field. No, I'm gonna call it the board. And then what happens here is we move on to the next state here, which is, I believe this is called player 1. Let's say this is player 1. And then, what happens here is this will, do I call it? I'm not sure if I mark it, like, let's just say this goes into, like, next. There's, like, a next progression. That's just the natural next thing it does. So we can call this player 1 turn. Which, do we draw? I don't know. Do you draw a card? Draw one? I think maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Actually, maybe I could say refresh hand one? If they've already drawn cards from their deck, do I want to refresh? I guess, yeah, maybe it's like refresh. Roll again. Well, did that like start before or after? Let's just say I'm gonna refresh that. So that's effectively the same as our draw step. Well, in theory, well, it's, if we really wanted to, there's like this whole, like, whole nonsense that we go through for each of the phases, right? But I'm going to abstract that a little bit. Well, should I abstract that actually? Oh goodness. I think I can. So, I'm going to go ahead and say... No, I can't. I can't. This is not player 1 turn, this is player 1 refresh. Right, there's a little bit of a difference because both players do have to exchange cards back and forth. So have refresh. I might as well say, play a card here. We can shorten this to like P1. Well, hang on. So both players refresh. Yeah, this makes more sense. So there's gonna be a refresh phase, right? So draw. So this is card and draw, or something like that. Yeah. We'll just call it the refresh phase. I don't need more details. So we'll have this down. Then P1, player 1, play card. So if I play card, okay. Or E-Tank. E-Tank up. Okay. So you can either play a card or you can send a card to the E-Tank to increase its capacity, right? And that increases the amount of energy that you can use. I think that makes sense. And so this, we then move on to our next thing, which is player 2. Now here's where things get a little bit funky. I think I might have to move it. Yeah, this could be a little bit awkward here, trying to do that. Have to do something. I have to move you around a little. Do that. Go ahead and grab these guys. For now, okay. And then there's something else that happens. You can also pass your turn at any given time. So, say it's like... how do I... Okay, now that's interesting, because, actually, forget about passing turns. Forget about passing turns. We have this other thing going on here. So, player 1 plays a card, or shoot. Do we want an E-Tank phase then? I think so. Because both players dump a card to their E-Tank. And then... yeah, that's a select a card to throw into your E-Tank. Because you never know. Never know. And that makes it fair. That makes it fair. Makes it a little bit more fair. Somewhat. that case, then we probably need to do some sort of maybe we do add the upgrade e-tank up, like that right here. So select the card to send to your e-tank, right? Redrawing an arrow 20 times. Real. So there's this sort of funky thing going on, right? And this keeps on looping until somebody decides to pass. But what happens if somebody decides to pass? Because you really go on to the same state, right? Because it's the same thing, except it's a little bit different. This is also a P2 card, but this is a pass. I think a little bit more detail would be, we want better detail. Do this and describe the actual action that's being taken. We can call this we call this the P1 turn. We call this the player 2 turn. And this is also player 2 turn. But it's a little bit different, because if player 2 decides to also pass, then this is we end. So we end, then we go into combat. But then, oh goodness, and after combat we go all the way back here. Except, we also move to player 2 turn first. Okay. That's funky, right? It's like, well, how do we keep track? So, if we want to keep track of things, we might need a couple variables, right? Which gets kind of funky. Oh boy. Do I really want to do this? Oh boy. Shoot. I mean, it makes sense, right? If we introduce, guys, I'm going to introduce a variable here. Because, I mean, we can make life a little bit easier if we had, like, a pass counter. And then we had turn. Whose turn, right? we had these. I guess that would make more sense if we were, cause like, this is relatively like, it's not the cleanest thing, nor is it like the most like rigorous or formal thing. So I mean, I guess it sort of works. We could have that. Pass count equals 0. Then we would have to have conditions. This is fine. This is fine. Both players do this. Alright, both players do this, and then we need to check whose turn. Then we go into player 1 or player 2. We start from there, they cycle through, and they pass. But if player 2 plays a card, then we go back here. Right. And then, if you pass, we go into... We also go into player 1 turn. Right. This is also a pass. If you play a card, you go back here. And then you pass. We go into combat. I mean, I guess if that's the case, we don't actually need the pass turn. Right, it's like, well, we just keep on doing this. But I guess we could, yeah, the thing here is that we could simplify this if we made the condition or the movement here a little bit more complex. So this looks okay, but we can do better. So I'm gonna make a copy of that. I'm gonna go ahead and start adjusting it now with variables, I think. A weird giraffe. Oh, weird looking giraffe you've drawn. Yeah, that's a pretty long neck. Yes, that means I don't really want this. Too long of a line. I don't want all of this either. And then we have a pass. A pass now. And then start player. Start. One. We could also say 0 or 1 like a nerd. But if we want to expand things, it would probably be better to say 1. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Count like an actual nerd. Well, count like a real person. Not. But yeah, okay. So we do this. Then we do, refresh, e-tank. Yes. We can say if start player is equal to 1, we move here. If not, we move here. Then for play card conditions, we also have pass. We can say pass count. We add 1 to the pass count. And we also have I guess if the pass count is less than 2, then we move here. So we do the same thing here, right? But either so these two passes share this thing, right? They share this. They both share this sort of condition. Then we have the end. We have a comment state. Pass. That are equal to 2. This is combat. And then we go back to the refresh phase. And in here we also change, we also swap start player. We also swap the start player. So if 1, then 2, if 2, and 1. If 1 and 2, well, else 1. This is interesting. Check this statement out. If 1, then 2, else 1. So what this effectively does is it looks and it goes, okay, is the starting player 1? Okay, so if it is player 1, we're gonna change it to player 2. But, if it's not player 1, then it must be player 2. So we'll just change it back to player 1. Which is what we're doing. We have this sort of statement, and we go all the way back to the refresh phase. Then we check this. We have all of these things. And, oh, there's also another check we have to do. It's the end. Game end, right? And this is, if somebody's life points drops to 0, that's game end. And I think we set up the flowchart then. Sort of. So typically, we also want to say number 1. Also want to initialize your life. Initialize board. I guess in the refresh phase, we could just say you draw. Bump bump. Do that there. That up. That means it. Very nice. That's an okay flowchart. Then on the side, I think I want to draw the UI. It looks like a video game. Gotta have like, okay, so for the refresh phase, we had like the screen. Oh, the board to interact. Or maybe like the 2 cubes. You're like, oh boy. These are sort of visualized for you. Then I guess you might go ahead and hook up. So on the refresh phase, it looks yeah, cards and everything. Something like this. We could probably put the deck here. Huh. That's a weird way to format it. That could be interesting. We might actually need, what's it called? Preview? Maybe. No. I have a better idea. Let's make it really, really simple. Let's make it as 2D as possible. So even though the 3D thing here is gonna be really cool, I'm gonna do something a little bit sillier. We're gonna have a layer or a level. So you can select this. And you can move between layers. And the current layer will just look like this. That's it. Oh, but we do want to fit the decks in, so probably like a deck, discard, I don't know, banishment or whatever, well, energy tank or whatever. We don't have a banishment or remove from play, do we? Could be interesting. Maybe we should introduce banishment somehow, somewhere. But for now, it's like, yeah, here's your, like, deck. Here's your E-tank, right? It's like, E... whatever. I'll leave it to my imagination. But this is how the layers will look. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have this. And so clicking on these layers just kind of changes your view to make things a little bit easier. And then you'll just kind of have your card in hand here. I guess, from like, maybe you might put like the opponent's icon here. And like, the number of cards that they have on hand, like something like this that tells you that they have that many cards. And I think that covers those things. Then you have, I guess, I need to expand this a little bit more. So like, maybe have a menu at the bottom. So right now I am thinking like, I'm thinking desktop plus mouse, right? So the UI is just, you click on stuff and it just works. But if not, we can, if not, we can move around and do something close to like, a Pokemon trading card game on the Game Boy, right? Game Boy Color. Because you had your menu here, right? And it would be like, play card. This would be check field. And then it would be check and things like that, right? So you would have these options and it would move on to the next menu if necessary. But I think in this way, you don't have to do that. If you have desktop and mouse, all you really need to do is go, okay, so I'm gonna click this card. If I click the card, it's going to highlight the board. Be like, you are getting ready, there should be something that says, you are getting ready to play this card, so the card kind of shows up. Kind of floats up in here, and it's like, you are getting ready to play this card, right? And it glows. And then I guess, various locations that you can play it also glow, right? It's like, yeah, this is where you can play this card. You get to select that thing. If that makes sense. And then I might also have the other sections here also start glowing if there's any room, right? Like, yeah, you know, you can also change layers, so that starts to glow as well. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I got it. I got you, right? So, you know, you play the card right here, it starts glowing. You could have a glow effect. If not, then, I mean, you'll just have to read the rulebook. You'll be able to play a card or whatever, and it'll do the rest for you. But yeah, this is more like, this part is more of the digitization. The top part, the actual state, is totally relevant to actually playing the game. But yeah, I think I kind of like this. I think we don't need this thing, since it's gonna be modernized. But if not, then yeah, it's there. There is an idea. But I guess if you click on a card, it'll pop up, right? It'll be like, what is that card? And you click on it, and it just shows up in front of you in your screen. Which I think makes sense, right? So it's like... Oh. Yeah, you click on a card and it pops up here. Right in your face. This is what it does. And probably like the text goes here. This is what it does. Something like that. Modernized, but new bad. Real. Man. It's easier this way though. Wouldn't you say so? We have enough processing power to do this. And it still retains some of like yeah. So it's in many ways it's definitely easier to like play with a mouse. In fact, I wouldn't say like it's not nice either, because we were missing a lot of the fancy stuff too. You know what I mean? This is like, if it were desktop, this is what would happen. Because it's mouse, it's point and click. You've seen like games like that all the the time, yeah. The game won't be playable without frame gens. No! What are you talking about? It's gonna run at a smooth and stable 60 frames per second. No more, no less. And if it doesn't, I think your device might be way too old then. The miracle it's still standing. No frame gen whatsoever. But yeah, I do think we're gonna go for more of that point and click sort of deal. Which means we don't necessarily need the menu part. So the menu, like, not quite necessary. Yeah, I'll draw a line across it like that. So, just the main thing, yeah. And then we can just kind of click around. I think that makes sense, right? So... Oh gosh, that is kind of weird too, huh? And that's the game. But then we need, like, if we were to... Going further into, like, the digitization... we would also need a UI to... UI for, like, building decks and everything. Okay. Yeah. I'll save that for later. I think for now that works out quite well. We've got the whole like combat setup going. Yeah. And this is definitely like mostly what I had in my brainworm. Ah, goodness, okay. Yeah. Is there anything else that we're missing here? We have the play card. We have the... Oh! Right! Okay. So, in combat, I want to address something kind of funky. Wait. My bad. All damage... It's not the same time. All damage resolves by speed. Remember the speed stat that we talked about? So what happens is we look for the largest speed stat value and we go down from there. So it's like, okay, speed stat 3 monsters act first. And then it goes, okay, speed stat 2 monsters act second. And then it goes, oh, speed stat 1 monsters act. And the interesting part here, now that I think about it, is that if all damage resolves by speed in that order, it's like, if you think about it, it's like, oh, if a speed 3 unit removes the speed 2 unit, then that speed 2 unit is deleted. So it's now gone. And that means when we check our speed 2 units for their resolution, well, there's no speed 2 unit in that slot to actually attack or damage the speed 3 unit that it was fighting. So in that case, there's an interesting part where if you actually introduce a high speed unit, you can also dismantle boards. Because they get to resolve first. And if they resolve first, you'll realize that, oh, suddenly, my, plus 2 bonus that I had to a certain unit it no longer exists. So I don't know if speed, I don't know, should like the buff? No, well the unit is removed before it can act. Which makes sense, right? If you dispatch it before it can even buff your allies, then it's gone. If you dispatch it... Ah, yeah, that's... huh. I don't know, speed might be like... Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. Speed might be a little bit... more... speed might be a bit more of an important stat than I thought. Dude. Because, yeah, no, if you put a high-speed unit to dispatch a buffer, that's crazy good. I'm starting to think an assassin deck is gonna be really powerful, really crazy good. Because you can just resolve a lot of things before your opponent gets to do anything. And so their board also just kind of sort of falls apart. You get me? Like, why bother? Like, they're not even gonna get their buff. It's just gone. I guess maybe buff should be retained in combat by then? Maybe. Wait, just think about it. If, you just kinda remove, yeah. Maybe. Well, but if we do that, then the buff calculations. So, okay. That's something we'll have to think about. I like the idea, but it might make the speed stat a little bit too powerful. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, if speed is, if that makes speed too powerful, we'll go back to this thing where the buffs remain even when the unit leaves the field. Until the end of combat. Oh, but that's weird, because you have to check all the links again. Never mind, no, that doesn't work. No, that just doesn't work. That just doesn't make sense. Right, so yeah, speed definitely needs to have a big trade-off, and the biggest trade-off is that it currently requires, a conversion of 2 points between attack and defense for 1 speed. Which means most speed units are quite frail. You have things like the 3-1-2. And you also have things like the 1-1-2, or you even have like the 2-0-2. So yeah, no, speed usually means that the unit is quite frail. And what this also means is that they're weak to removal. The removal spells that are like, okay, deal like 1 damage to a 4x4 grid, right? It's like, uh-oh, you know, my speedy unit only has 1. It might be screwed. Something like that. Oh. Speaking of that, poor slime, right? I just realized a defense of 0 means that, oh yeah, because they act as defense, not toughness. If you have a high enough defense, you just stay on the board forever. Right. Yeah. So, if you have like a 3-1, that drops you to 0. Which is weird. I think... Does that mean you need 2 damage or 1 damage? I guess that means you need 1 damage. And 0 means... 0 is interesting. Having 0 defense doesn't mean that you just outright die. It means only in combat do you actually fade away. If you do combat, and your toughness, and your defense, it's not toughness, it's your defense, and your defense is 0. Any damage that goes through knocks you down. Huh. Okay, I'll have to think more about that. But yeah. Damage those resolved by speed. Very important. Okay. That's my brainworm accomplished for today. I think, this is pretty good progress. So, yeah, that will be all for today. I've been your host, Notte, and wherever you are, have a good rest of your day. おつのでした。